Hello everyone. In this video I'll be walking you through the gVisor. gVisor is part of Certified Kubernetes Security Specialist exam. So let's get started. So what is gVisor? So here is a link, you can go through it. So gVisor basically is an abstraction layer between your application and your guest kernel or the host kernel. So this is the usually how we run Kubernetes application, but if you introduce gVisor, there's another layer which sits between your application and the host kernel, and it will protect the application or the pod or your deployment to make some strong system calls. So this will be like an independent kernel, and it will be intercepting all the calls and making sure there is nothing unprotected calls being invoked. So I'm just following the installation from the gVisor. You can go through the documents, and I have put the links in the slides. So first I'll take this snippet of code and I have to run it on the worker node. So I have 2 node cluster, and this one was the master, and I will take that snippet and paste it on the worker node. So that is successful. And next I have to edit the container toml file so that that runsc or the runc can leverage the gVisor. So I'll go to the worker node and paste it, and that's also done. Moving on. So this is the part wherein I will be creating a runtime class. So runtime class, you just pay attention here. This is the YAML file, and the kind needs to be runtime class, and handler need to be runsc. Only these two are the criteria requirement for us to use the gVisor. So kind need to be runtime class and handler runsc. And I will be going to the master node. So my runtime class runtime class, as you have seen the YAML, and then I do an apply, and if I do get runtime class, I can see the runtime class. Next is I'll show you how to use the runtime class. So I am creating a pod here. So the important thing to note here is spec runtime class need to be the name of the runtime class that we have created in the previous step, so it matches exactly what runtime class we have created. This name can be anything, but anyway, whatever we have created in the previous step, this should match, and that's all. There is nothing else special over here. So I'll copy this, paste it. Okay, so I'll have to copy it again. It didn't copy properly. So copy, paste. So if I so all the steps have run successfully. Cat apply get pod. So it's in containers container creating state. So I'll just this is the pod which I just created, gVisor pod, and it was created 20 seconds ago, and it's running perfectly fine. And how to confirm whether the gVisor is running? So there is a command called dmessage. So I am exec into the gVisor pod and doing a dmessage. So you will see starting gVisor, all those things. So it has worked perfectly fine. So moving on. Now I'll just show you the last example how to use that in a deployment. So herein I am just making sure that I'm deleting any old deployments which I might have created before this demo, and then I'm creating a deployment and editing that deployment and then adding the specification for the gVisor. So I'll copy this, paste it over here, and the deployment has been created. Now I need to do edit, search for spec. Next, so I have to go to the template spec, pods template spec, and add this line, runtime class name, and it should match exactly what I created in the first step. So if I do like this and save this file, so if I do kubectl get pods, my second gVisor deployment pod is also running fine. So I created two pods, one directly and one through deployment. Both are running fine, and you can see the time. And to confirm which node it's running, we can actually specify O wide. So it's running on the worker node, second node. Yep, that's all I have got for gVisor. So thanks for watching. Bye.